I'm right.
Oh
where
no!
I belong.
Run away, kids!
See the people standing
Kids, run
there
away!
who disagree and never win.
This has Danny DeVito energy with the.
What the time that he has the girls pageant.
Oh yeah,
One, two,
yeah, the pageant.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I don't do
Frank's little darling.
So we just watched Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band featuring the Bee Gees and Peter Frampton, and now we're going to talk about it. Welcome to Music Movies Tonight. I am your host, Brad LeBaron, and I am here, of course, with my co-hosts, John and Nate. Yeah. And we have a new co-host with us, Kaity. What's going on, Kaity?
Just hanging with you.
Yeah, welcome to episode 4 of Music Movies Tonight. We've gone through Chris Gaines' sex, gone through David Lee Roth's cocaine-fueled nightmares. And we've also gone through a really disturbing documentary about the hair metal scene and the bros that filled it.
End of Western civilization.
The end of the decline of Western civilization as we know it. And today we have a very, very different movie experience. It's a lot of genres of movies, kind of like mashed into one, kind of haphazardly.
I don't like how it's treated. Like, I think it could work as a musical if they had people talking more, but like
If they had some sort of like connecting tissue.
There's nobody talking.
I don't know if there's many other ways it could have happened. I don't know. The plans didn't seem to be very important for this film. John, what was your impression of this? Your first time seeing something or seeing this one?
It's my first time ever seeing this. You know, it was not. Boy, that was not what I was expecting.
That's what Bono does, man.
It's a leisure suit.
What Bono does in his crib.
Is this movie 2 hours long?
No.
Then again, I've seen some of Tommy now at this point, and I shouldn't have. And we've listened to Tommy, so I shouldn't. These guys were thinking differently than we are.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Tommy's probably one of the more
the
similar.
drugs had something to do with it, but
Definitely, yeah, because Tommy's a very, very strangely filmed and transitioned movie, but the lyrics all totally fit with Tommy. That's like this is like Tommy, but if only like one lyric.
It's like
per
they tried to
song
take
fit.
like the same approach that they did to Tommy, but you can't do that with some of these lyrics because that's just too much.
Yeah. When was the first time you saw this one, Kaity?
Like 10 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
I understand why I buried it deep down.
Yeah. Well, it's. I mean, I'm seeing it for a second time, and I only watched it like a year ago, and like I was still pretty surprised. There was a lot of it it didn't retain because some of it's not on the screen for a whole lot of time. You know.
Yeah.
What about you, Nate? Your first time seeing it?
Feels like a feature-length version of like a We Are the World type of thing.
There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
And both of those things are unnecessary.
That's fantastic. It's really good.
Yeah. Well, because especially the last scene where there's like all the famous celebrities at the time. Yeah.
Is it Tina Turner?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This is the scene that's got an insane amount of famous people. We should say this isn't like a one-to-one with the album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This is just a collection of various songs that there's one line that fits the situation and very little dialogue in between. Like, I think George Burns is like maybe has the most dialogue.
Yes, he has most of the actual dialogue.
Yeah. He's like a narrator of sorts, like in between
I knew I recognized that voice. George Burns.
You honor someone who had done so much to make so many people so happy.
Oh yeah, we should back up and explain exactly like why this project is, right? So
why did this project
this
happen,
is
Brad?
1978. The Bee Gees are big. Peter Frampton's big.
Both on top of the
people
world.
know George Burns from his many years of doing things. Yeah, they decided that they were going to make the next Gone with the Wind, I guess, is what how they said it. And they enlisted all of these big names, fucking Steve Martin, of course. Why is Steve Martin in this?
Why is
Aerosmith?
Why is... Yeah, you're right.
When was this made? Alice Cooper.
What's this?
Both Aerosmith.
I wanna say
Steve
early
Perry
80s.
and Joe.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
No,
Hell yeah.
That Mr. Mustard guy. He's a real...
He's an English name.
Oh, there's that tall guy that's in all the Alien
The
movies.
Men in Black guy.
Yeah. The tall Men in Black guy. Yeah. So there's a lot of like people in this. They obviously like.
They
I think
had a budget.
in some scenes you can tell they thought that it was going to be a big cultural touchstone. Maybe like they're putting a lot of eggs in this basket. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people that are even involved with the project talk shit about it. I know Alice Cooper said in one of the criticisms like. This is like the last thing the Beatles would want.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was a production choice or if it was something that like Alice Cooper did purposefully.
Yeah,
but I feel like he kind of phoned it in.
Yeah,
He didn't get to really
yeah.
do any Alice Cooper-y things.
Little bit.
Yeah. There's a few characters where like I think like him and like Steve Martin kind of like know the kind of weird schlocky movie that they're in.
They knew what they were doing.
Oh, he knows what it is. Yeah, I feel like he understands this movie better than anybody, more than most. But yeah, the way that it all starts is George Burns is giving this exposition dump about the original Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which went around saving the world from different devastations.
One song at a time.
One song at a time. True hippie, what's the word I'm looking for? Fantasy, just going in and taking care of things with music, which would be really cool.
And then one day someone asked, when are we going to get more Sgt. Pepper's?
Well, remember the trumpeter died during a performance. He died mid-performance, and then there was just 3 of them, and they kind of ushered in the new generation of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, including the Bee Gees and Peter Frampton. Yeah. Big hair Bee Gees. Now the Bee Gees,
hell of a super group.
we have our own little cheat names for the Bee Gees to keep them apart. We have Big Hair Bee Gee. Obviously he's the lead singer guy. He's really good looking. He's got that face.
He is the BG.
Yeah. We got Big Tooth BG, who's like he's got like a long head. I don't want to talk too much shit about the
that
shape
British
of his skull, but like there's some weirdness going on in the Bee Gees.
The BG lineage.
Yeah. I think that the big hair BG got like all of the cosmetic, genetics, and didn't leave any for the other 2. And then of course we have Skullet, the drummer. That's he's my favorite. He just kind of hangs out in the background.
He's
of
the
film.
balding BG. It's still the Beatles voices, right?
No. This is their voice.
This is their voice. Oh,
Yeah. And I love like scenes of like girls going crazy over them. I mean, I guess the Beatles weren't much better looking, honestly.
It's funny
But,
because it was like 20-year-old girls going crazy over what was. It's like watching a kid's show from today. It's like what's supposed to, like Beverly Hills. These kids are supposed to be playing 17-year-olds, but they're all 24-year-olds.
Yeah,
they're getting ravished by 20-year-olds, but these BGs are like 35.
Yeah, I can't really tell with the Bee Gees at all. Frampton looks kind of young,
Frampton's
but
young.
the Bee Gees look between
he deserved a little
between
worship.
like late 20s and 50.
He definitely.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Big Hair BG looked the same in this movie as he did to me, like in infomercials.
Yeah.
When did the original Sgt. Pepper's album come out?
Sgt. Pepper's came out in '67, I think.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say 67 or 68. But yeah, I mean, it was a big deal. You know, obviously that was a record
It's one of the biggest albums in the world.
biggest albums of all time. You know,
But earlier,
Yeah.
John said something about like this feels like a project that they started a long time before it got made, and then by the time it got made, so many changes had to be made. And I wonder
Yeah.
if like the Beatles were supposed to be in this instead
Yeah.
of the Bee Gees.
Oh,
It does feel
interesting.
It feels
And they
like
needed to
they're
find
filling a
star
vacuum.
power, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But yeah, I think that they run into the problem there with like the fact that I think 78 is John dead by then?
No,
yet?
John dies in the 80s, like 82.
Okay, so this theoretically could have had the four
Right.
Beatles
all
in
four
it.
of them were around.
Okay,
But
okay.
and
maybe,
thriving.
maybe the project deadline extended past the expiration date of the band.
And I doubt they had any personal interest.
78,
Yeah.
If I'm
by
being
the way,
honest,
that
I
is
don't think-
definitely
Yeah.
past the deadline.
Yeah, but yeah, it is a little weird that they're not even in like the final shot or something. But oh yeah, George
That is a
George
hell of a
Harrison
final shot.
had some great criticism of this project, and George is a really nice guy. You know what I mean? So this is like the nicest way he can.
He
put
even
this.
tries to be nice in his criticism.
Yeah, when asked about it in a 1979 interview, he expressed his sympathy for Stigwood, Frampton, and the Bee Gees, acknowledging that they had all worked hard to achieve success before making Sgt. Pepper. He said of Frampton and the Bee Gees, "I think it's damaged their images, their careers, and they didn't need to do that. It's just like the Beatles trying to do the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones can do it better." Yeah. I feel like that was a classy way of saying like, okay, good try.
It's a real
guys.
shit project.
Our journey with these characters goes immediately off the rails. We get kind of thrown into this story and thrown into just they have like their backstory thing, and then they come out and sing this big song introducing Billy, and then
Billy.
It's what?
This is Billy's.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know.
yeah, he's got his like apron that says Billy on it. He's Strawberry Fields is Boo, and they for some reason immediately leave to go find success in the world.
It was a long week to stardom, Brad. I don't know what you're talking about immediately.
Well, I mean, I'm just
It
saying
was
right at the
a
beginning.
long
Well,
week
I'm talking about when they get
to
in
find that stardom.
I'm talking about when they get in the hot air balloon and they get up into the air
that's right.
and an airplane
And they're gonna
flies
go save
straight
the
through
world.
it.
Yeah. Oh wow. See, look, this is what happens. This is what happens when you do air balloons.
Oh, but then now they're in the plane. It exploded, and it comes back later.
I did not notice it exploded.
Yeah.
They hit it, explodes, and then it's an airplane instead of and
Yeah,
so
then they're all in there.
And then they're all
and I
looking in
think
the
that's
airplane.
supposed to imply
Oh,
that
my
they're
goodness.
starting to get success. Like maybe they're kind of trying to mimic the like Beatles rise, where
Didn't
like
the Beatles do something in a
well, I mean the
balloon
Beatles rose
from the-
pretty quick. They got out of town.
Yeah.
Well, I mean I guess they did play like live shows for many years before they like rose to fame. But like once they did start recording stuff, it was a pretty quick rise. So I don't know if we're supposed to infer that these guys are just so good that like
They're just that damn
you know
good, Brad.
I
that
think it's just a bunch of guys on drugs. Like,
yeah, that's
I
that's
think-
definitely
I
the
think
easy
that was-
explanation for
Yeah.
this whole experience. Speaking of drugs, once they get to the big time or whatever, they meet this Bono like character. Bono and who are you saying you kind of look like too?
Kind of look like Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks, yeah, like
Oh,
Bono and
yeah.
Mel Brooks, a weird.
like if Mel Brooks
Yeah.
played Bono in a movie.
Yes.
Wait, we're talking about Colonel
Yes.
Mustard?
No. We're talking
No.
about
The evil
Wait,
manager.
what,
whoever.
did they even
okay,
name the
okay.
manager?
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
don't
He's
think
just
so.
he's just there. He doesn't even really talk much.
No, he makes like.
Oh wait, no,
weird
he does do it. I want
gestures.
you. He does. I remember he does say, "I want you."
I want you.
Wow.
I want you so bad. I want you. I want you so bad.
spoken word shit.
I don't know if we ever got his name though.
I don't know if we did. I'm sure they threw it out there, but like maybe once. You know, it's not one of those movies where names are necessarily important, but
we don't get
there's a
enough
lot of
dialogue for
characters, so
names
it
to
would
be
help. It would be really nice. But yeah, so they meet this weird guy that sings "I Want You" to them. And then the girl driver sings "I Want You" to Peter Frampton in the back seat.
You got a
but
whole
then their
Love
manager guy
Square thing
is singing
going
it to
on.
that girl. So there's like a love triangle, mostly
triangle
unbeknownst
thing
to Peter Frampton. Oh yeah. Then Peter Frampton gets drugged.
I just
Everything just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Oh, shit! Now it's time to party. Have some wine with your Quaaludes.
Great party.
Yeah, they go
party.
to a great
Looks like
party.
a lot of fun.
Oh, we should mention the little text things throughout the film. Like you were saying, like a silent film.
Yeah.
Like that's like the font and the like format they put these like little.
It's like a transition. It's like a really cheap way to do a transition.
Yeah. Like
And they use too many ... dots.
Colonel Sanders guy.
And a week later.
Yeah, and it's like it's information that's like I don't know. I'm assuming they put it in post and just were like, there's a lot of this
stuff
doesn't
we
make.
skip by
We don't
accident.
even know what's
I don't
going
know.
on.
I don't know if this is a
This-
movie.
I think we did
It's
too many
one
drugs.
long continuity error.
This is a
That we
continuous continuity error.
This'll fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing continuous is the error.
I feel like that's what they said too much during this movie.
I don't
We can
think
fix
it's
that.
There's a few really great like either one scene things or like one shot things. Like there's a few like cinematography things that are kind of cool, but it's in the middle of chaos, you know, so you can't fully appreciate it because it's moving on to the next fucking weird thing. Like the fucking van the dude had.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the two robots.
Colonel
was
Mustard.
Mr. that was
Mr.
Mr.
Mustard's
Yeah.
van with
Mean
his
Mr. Mustard.
I don't even really
computer
know
at-
how
I
to
call him Colonel Mustard. all
I don't
right?
even really know how to explain Mr. Mustard.
Oh yeah. Mr. Mustard.
But yeah, he's this dirty old man, although they refuse
They never
to call him
say
that.
it though.
They refuse to call him a dirty old
They
man.
literally get into the part with the mean old man, and he's like doing dirty stuff with the robots, and they don't say he's a dirty old man, and it bugs me.
And he wants,
Would've
and
been a
his whole
perfect
thing is he wants
opportunity.
to, he wants to take Strawberry Fields as his own.
Yep.
He wants to do
being a dirty
he's doing
old
an old
man.
damsel in distress thing
He
where
wants-
he
he
wants
wants
to
to make
keep
her-
her up in his tower or
Yeah, he
whatever.
wants to make her another sex robot.
Oh shit!
Dude,
yeah,
like maybe
shit. I never thought about that.
Maybe the robots were actually like women.
They were
that
other
he
Strawberry
captured.
Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
And then
man
he-
is a menace.
And then he turned them into robots.
The menace
Yeah.
to society.
Yeah.
He had all those computers. He could do it.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say the computer van. Also, speaking of like inconsistencies, at one point it just gets like twice as wide.
Yep.
Just for no reason. Like it's just clearly a different set.
Is that van bigger now? There was one
It's bigger.
It looks a lot wider.
Yeah.
It's like a cocaine fueled movie, but like you probably should be tripping while you're watching
it. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of weird sound effect choices in this film. We were noticing. We don't want to, I don't want to spoil the ending too much, but at the end we start hearing a lot of lightsaber sounds. Also, speaking of that, which we'll get to, there seems to be magic in this universe of some kind. In the form of just
Definitely
like
some electro magic going on.
yeah, like Steve Martin has a scene where he's doing Maxwell Silverhammer.
Oh, he skipped her. He skipped her. What the hell? What the fuck?
Really great Steve Martin bit. You know, it was a good,
very, very SNL-y.
Yeah. Another great performance like that on its own is pretty cool. You know, but barely fits the I don't even remember how it fits the plot.
It felt like
But,
Austin Powers moment.
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like it made me feel like Rocky Horror Picture Show too.
Yep.
Yes. He knocked it out of the park though. He did a great job.
Yeah.
He has this hammer thing, and he starts to like tap on these like patients' heads, and like an electricity
Silver sparks come off.
Yeah, electricity comes off, and then he skips that one lady
Yeah.
at first, which I love that touch actually. That's a very Steve
he
Martin.
goes back and
Yeah.
finishes the job.
Turns her into a Girl Scout.
Yeah, and then that's the other thing. They turn into like, so there is like a cohesive. They're trying to have a cohesive plot because these Girl Scout, Boy Scout people show up later.
Yeah, that part also made
So
me
he's
feel
connected
like,
to the evil band.
Yeah, didn't it also make you feel a little bit like The Wall? Like when they were walking around and like
Yeah.
all of these kids in like military school
Yeah,
uniforms. Like
Yeah, it was
and
like
kind of like they threw that and they're like, yeah, that's good.
We're coming metal revolution.
Oh yeah, because Alice Cooper was brainwashing them.
Yeah.
Because that was a very The Wall kind of. That was very similar to that music
Especially
video.
like
yeah.
with the TV screen and
Yeah.
everything. Like
The 1984 kind of motif.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper.
No, they love cocaine.
Because the world is round, it turns me on.
And he's
I
just
don't
like
know.
watching a fight or something on a tiny screen in the back. Oh yeah, well, here's a quote from Nate during the middle of the film. The choices on this film, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there were bad. We were talking about bad lyric choices.
Yeah,
we were talking about carrying
that
the weight.
endless bad lyric choices. It's always like there's one lyric that fits the scene.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are wildly off. Near the end, there's a part after, spoiler alert, Strawberry Fields gets brutally murdered.
She fainted. Oh
Oh.
There's a part where Big Hair BG, he's singing, I think the song's Because from the Beatles, but he turns gingerly to his two brothers and he says,
These are the John Lennon parts.
Well, I think
this is John and Paul. They both worked on this
Yeah,
one.
but it's definitely.
Well, this was two songs put together. I did the research.
Guys, did you just see? He just
Yeah, I saw their
Big
faces.
Hair BG says, "I want to turn you on." It's the strangest choice, director choice. Like no one was like stopped and be like, "Wait a minute."
I mean, I think maybe they were like implying like turn on their instruments or like.
Well,
but,
yeah, I guess.
But at the same time, it
people
was
did
weird.
use it for like turning on, like getting high. You know, like
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
high
Yeah.
or something. Have we mentioned the magical instruments at all?
We started to talk a
Sorry,
little bit
I
about.
guess it's not our responsibility.
No, we never
to
actually
every part
talked
of this,
about
but
how the town is in shambles.
yeah,
because
so-
their instruments were stolen.
So Mean Mr. Mustard side story, right? He wants to steal Strawberry Fields, but not only that, he successfully steals all of the instruments from the original Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And it immediately causes the town to go into a destitute decline. So the kind of point of the story of the Sgt. Pepper guys is to get those instruments back from the evil band corporation guys or whatever.
Wherever the hell.
I'm not sure who's in charge of this operation, honestly.
I did want to throw in really quick. I know it's not in your notes, but I
Yeah.
wanted to bring up the fact that Peter Frampton did not use a talk box this entire movie.
Yes.
And yet they had those computerettes doing like shitty vocoder vocals.
Chekhov's
And I was like,
Frampton.
you can have this shitty vocoder, but you can't have Frampton do some.
I mean, they could have done it once, just once, and I
Yeah.
mean, they tried so many different things with these Beatles songs.
Anyway.
Yeah,
You know, I also wanna say too that it's like just like how you were saying, like, you know, and just because you can't, there is no unified storyline here. It's like
yeah.
like they make out the manager and all these people to be evil, but
Yeah,
then
that's
we
right.
still get this side evil Mr.
Yeah.
Mustard story, and it's like,
Well, and the weirdest thing is like,
ugh.
And hold on, I'll get to this in a second. I'll put a pin in this idea. So we have all these disparate villains, bands trying to get the stuff back. For some reason, they get to Aerosmith because they're the evil band, the villain band, or whatever. The cool new, they have a dumb name for it. I can't ever remember.
They were about to confront the villain in his lair. FVB, the evil force that would poison young minds, pollute the environment, and subvert the democratic process.
God, I don't know why Aerosmith is in this.
Yeah.
Oh, also, there's an Earth, Wind, and Fire number. Earth, Wind, and Fire plays, and it distracts them, and they were able to kidnap Strawberry Fields.
That's how they got her.
And then they go to the Aerosmith concert, and then the guys somehow know where the Aerosmith concert is, and they go to the Aerosmith concert.
Oh, it's an epic struggle.
And they find Mr. Mustard and his sidekick guy, and they fight Aerosmith after they play Come Together. But Aerosmith is surrounded by the guys that Steve Martin bonked on the head with his magic electricity hammer.
Yeah.
So,
but they don't help Aerosmith in the fight.
They don't. You're right.
And
they just disappear when the fight starts.
And it's
so what is their purpose?
I don't know.
And the fight takes entirely on this really high stage.
Yes,
it feels like the stage is just
dangerously high.
Yeah, it's dangerously high for the purpose of Steven Tyler falling off of it.
Yeah. So in a very quick few seconds,
she's electrified.
Steven Tyler flies off and falls on the ground, assumed dead, and then she falls down the stairs in this big contraption and gets electrocuted and instantly dies. But yeah, so after this scene, we hard cut to a funeral.
Jesus. No in between filler whatsoever.
In less than a minute,
no
Strawberry
crying.
Fields is dead, and there is a funeral started. It was funny. We were talking about it in the film. We were talking about none of the lyrics have been matching at all lately. They right when they pick up the coffin.
Oh my God,
Jesus.
that's terrible.
Now they're gonna carry that weight.
Carry that weight starts. And they start to carry the coffin away.
She's weight. That's all. She's dead weight.
Just,
they are carrying that weight.
Yeah. And
it's
then,
okay, guys, we
several
get the
scenes,
magic.
No. We get several scenes that don't need to be in this film of Peter Frampton walking around with some water that's been sprayed on his eyes. And that's where the Bee Gees "I Want to Turn You On" moment happens.
Yeah.
And
they removed the hamburger that was on top.
That's right. They removed. There was a big hamburger over on the
what you call it?
The gondola or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was because of me and Mr. Mustard. He owned the town. Somehow, him stealing instruments meant that he owned the town.
He took over just what's his name from It's a Wonderful Life.
Maybe that's what they're.
Just a mean old man.
He's just a mean old man, a dirty old man. More importantly, dirty old man. But after much grief, they get to one of the greatest scenes in anything we've seen so far, for sure. Billy Preston.
No. First,
okay.
You have to set up the fact that Peter Frampton, he's distraught.
He's distraught.
Okay?
He's upset.
His lady is gone. She's carried that weight.
Yeah.
It's over. He's done.
Yeah.
He is done.
Oh yeah, that's
with
right.
all
I
of
almost
it,
forgot.
Okay?
Yeah.
He is out on the roof. The Bee Gees are looking up and they're like, I'm done with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit.
Suicide time.
That is not high enough.
Billy, no!
That's not nearly high enough to do what you wanted to do, buddy.
Don't do it, Billy!
You're gonna really hurt your leg.
And
then what happens, John?
And then Billy Preston shows up and saves the goddamn day.
Oh, Billy!
Oh no!
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes!
Yes! Get back to where you once belonged!
Yeah, fucking, he just stops midair. The movie, like, pauses, basically. And then Billy Preston shows up in a Sgt. Pepper uniform, fucking lightsaber zaps him back onto the roof, and just starts this great musical number where he's just like making everything better. Well, I don't know if better, but like he like shoots one at the manager and his friend, and they turn into like the Pope.
He meant like California grass.
Yeah, and, bishop or something.
Yeah. It's like their definition of being made whole is like being made holy or something.
Yeah, something like that. And the songs get back, and it's actually pretty good because this is Billy Preston. He's a really important.
Because remember, that's what it was. It was get back to yourself on the roof. You know, like, it was like the whole thing. It was the whole joke.
Back on that roof. I mean, I don't
fucking that's so on the nose. Every lyric that does connect. Sorry, John. What
on the nose. No, you're absolutely right. But then I was saying, let's not forget again the magical power of the laser boop.
Oh yeah,
it can bring people back from the dead.
Back from the dead. They don't even need their body.
No,
they just can bring them back.
Some of them, yeah.
Woo!
Is that Strawberry Fields?
She's just back from
Bring
thin air.
Strawberry
Billy
Fields
Preston
right back.
Brought Strawberry Fields. He just, lightsaber zap, and she was there. But so it ends with this big number. Billy Preston.
Everything's
perfect.
back to niceness.
Everything's perfect. Everyone's alive, and everyone lives happily. Okay, actually, hold on. This is something I blew over from the funeral part, right? So this is something I really dislike about this film. Mr. Mustard is at the funeral of Strawberry Fields, and all of the people that were the bad guys that caused her death, like Mr. Mustard, was potentially going to I don't know, sexually traffic this woman. I don't know what his intentions were with her, but she was in danger all the time he was with her. And then after she dies, he gets to go to her funeral. That's messed up, man. I'm just saying. That's a lot of this movie, pretty much. In a nutshell, a lot of asking why, and a lot of wondering how much cocaine they ingested before each take. I guess getting to the end of this thing, what do you guys think? Would you guys recommend this to movie? Music.
I would
lovers?
recommend it to someone that wants to watch a farce, and you're gonna make fun of it the whole time.
Yeah. Maybe drink some beers with friends. A lot of beers.
Some drugs.
Maybe
friends.
in the background of a party.
We don't
with drugs.
We don't officially advocate for drugs, but if you
we don't advocate for drugs, but if you're gonna do drugs for anything,
if you're into that sort of thing,
you might want to do it for this.
Nate,
seriously, it's fucked up.
I might recommend the same for a party in the background noise.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would. I mean, maybe if a whole big group of people are watching it and then
background of a party, maybe. Yeah.
Well, it's so weird because it's there's so many cameos, and it's it should be better than it is.
It's just the pacing is just fucked. It's just so they do the entire song for every song. That's okay in a actual musical where all the songs fit together a story. But I mean, that's not really how John and Paul write lyrics. There's not a kind of usual cohesive storyline unless it's Rocket Raccoon.
It's always maybe I think of a phrase that I sound like Michael Caine right now, but
I sound like Michael Caine.
Paul McCartney thought is
I
mean, I've seen him talk about making songs and that he often would just think of a melody first.
Well,
think of
it's just
scrambled
eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
I will be something with the legs.
And then he puts better words to it later.
Yep. Across the Universe is probably what I would recommend over this if you want to get a good Beatles experience that is much more condensed and also has characters that are named after the songs. And basically Across the Universe is this done correctly. This was a shit show. This movie, I totally understand why it bombed. I would love to in the comments if you were an older person and you saw this when it came out, or you experienced the like response from this, let us know in the comments, because I would love to see the looks on people's faces and their like feelings on it when it actually came out. Thank you all for watching Music Movies Tonight. We're gonna do more of these until someone forces us to stop. So thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Share it with your family, your grandma, your grandpa, your little baby. Share it with everyone, and we'll see you guys next time.
Share it with Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper. It's in Wisconsin. Yeah. All right. We're gonna meander off the episode.
Yeah.
We're just gonna call it a day.
Yeah. I gotta
have a night.